Hello and welcome to Community Connections. I'm Scott Stahl, Mayor of Union City, Ohio, and today we're at Morning Fresh to talk with Mike Schmackers about the business and what he has here in Union City, Ohio. And before he gets started, I'll just say that they're a tremendous asset to our community, and we truly appreciate what they do for our community. So Mike, I'll turn it over to you to fill the folks in a little bit about the history of the company, where you started, and all you got here in Union City, Ohio.
Alrighty. We started our business in my dad's garage in Philadelphia, Ohio, in 1976. We bought an old 18-foot straight truck. And we began hauling eggs to grocery stores around the area. It kind of developed from there to we got involved in poultry. We continued to add on items to our list of items that we could deliver to the groceries. As the years went by. In 1988, I think it was 88, when we bought a egg processing plant in Farmland, Indiana, and we went from 4 employees to 10 employees in a matter of a couple days, and so it was a brand new adventure for us. We went out to at that time were small farms that we would buy the eggs from, bring them to our processing place, process the eggs, which that meant we would clean the eggs, grade the eggs, which is graded by size and shell texture. Then it would be put into our labeled cartons that we would then bring to the grocery stores and different restaurants around the area. From that point, we got to a point where the egg market was not very good for all these smaller farmers, and all the bigger producers were actually being contracted to these large processors. Well, at that point, then all our costs were going up. Our expense for producing a case of eggs, got to the point where it wasn't profitable anymore. It got to the point where we had to make a decision whether to continue to process. We would have to buy it was a $1 million machine to be able to be cost effective. At that point, we had 8 people on our processing line, and it took as many people to process 38 cases an hour as it did with these newer machines that would do 300 to 400 cases an hour. So we had to make a decision whether to jump in or jump out. So at that point, we started expanding our product line into beef and pork, because with our routes, we were going right by these plants that produce pork products, beef products. So we decided we were going to explore that. What was it, 95, I think, we ended up in the building right beside us here, which was owned by Helmgarns. We rented the building from Helmgarns, and then we continued to expand our product line with the beef and pork. What we would do is, at that point, we'd go out to the customers, get their orders, and then we would order product from the producers and bring it back here, and the next day we would deliver all of it. So that's kind of how everything started expanding into what we're doing now in this building here, right across from the police department and the fire department. So I don't, from there on, we're continuing to expand our product line. We're not involved in the processing part of the egg world now. We're buying our eggs in with our name on our cartons from Hemmelgarn's in Flothie, Ohio. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
You've been here, I believe, since 2000, this facility since 2005.
Yes.
And you have how many employees now?
We have 18 employees. We have salesmen that are out on the road that don't actually come here. They call their orders in to us here, and then they're processed, brought out to the warehouse for to put our the orders together for the next day's delivery.
And they deliver how far, how wide do you guys go?
We go from in the northern part of Indiana to Indianapolis to right on the north side of Cincinnati to on the west side of Columbus. So it's quite a circle of an area where we're actually delivering product.
How many trucks do you have out on the road at one time? I assume it's just 5 days a week, or do you go 7?
We go 5 days a week, and then we have a route on Saturday that just goes around into the like Mercer County area. But normally during the week we have from 5 to 8, 9 trucks out on the road, each day. So
that's great. The business has been growing then ever since you've been here in this facility?
Yes, we went from, yes. We always thought that when we got in this building here, we always thought that we'd never fill the place up with product, but by being able to buy in bulk, I'm able to buy the product cheaper and then pass it on to the customers.
Yeah, but you call on grocery stores, you call on restaurants, you call on
further processors, guys that make different things. Like we sell to a guy that makes roast beef. We buy turkey products in that they make deli turkey breast.
Mm-hmm.
We buy duck necks for the person that makes dog food. So it goes all
over the board.
Yeah,
all over the board. Well, that's awesome. Next we can go into the warehouse and take a look at that and some of the production that they have there and talk a little bit about that. So we'll get moved and we'll be right back with you. Okay, before we go to the warehouse, Mike wanted to give you a kind of a view of some of the operation that he does here in the office. Besides answering the phone, talking to customers, getting orders, taking orders, getting the delivery guys heading in the right direction. He also checks the markets as to a good time to buy or a good time not to buy. So, Mike, if you want to explain that to everybody.
As far as everyday operation, I have to know my inventory as far as what I have in-house, as far as what I need to look at to buy, as far as, depending on what time of the season it is, if it's, a big ham season like we have in Christmas, know when to buy those hams, when to book them. I look at markets daily here on the internet, beef, pork, chicken, eggs, it's it's a daily routine that I have to do just to maintain, as far as knowing when to buy the product and when not to buy. I get price sheets from all kinds of different producers, as far as beef, pork, let's see, eggs, turkey. I get all kinds of price sheets every day in order to know what's going on in the industry, and that's kind of what we do as far as to be able to stay ahead of things here. So if we want to take a walk out to the warehouse, and we'll check things out there. Morning starts out at a lot of times 3 o'clock in the morning. We bring fresh chicken in. That product's broken down into stocks that different items go to different on different orders for different grocery stores. After that, a pork truck will come in. That product is broken down, either set up for the groceries for that day's delivery, and sent down the road on our trucks that we load up, in the morning. Our goal is to have our trucks out by 6:30 here, so that they can get out to the stops and in a timely manner. A lot of times the products will come in from out west. We buy beef items that come from Nebraska, Iowa, Colorado, Texas, Pennsylvania. So those products we have to buy ahead, so they have to be warehoused here in the warehouse. So that's why we have, what's 14,000 square foot here, to be able to warehouse the items that you just can't get every day, that aren't close enough to be able to get. So, and by buying in bigger volumes, we're able to get prices cheaper than you would if you bought a box of this and a box of that. So the goal is to be able to buy in volume, as far as having enough product to cover all the customers' orders.
So you said you start about 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
When does the day end then?
Day ends when everything's done.
I mean, that could be as early as 4 or 5, or as late as 9 or 10? Or?
It's been that before, yeah. The goal is to have everybody's orders filled the night before, so that we can load the trucks the next morning to send them down the road. The biggest thing is that matching the product up with the customer, as far as buying these beef items from out west is it's not cut and dried, where there's 700-800 miles between here and there. I mean, we even get product from California, which takes 5 days to even get here. So you have to weigh out when the customer needs it, when you can get it, and it all has to be weighed out ahead of time before the whole thing can happen.
You have how many coolers, how many freezers in here?
We have different temperature coolers. We have back there, we store deli goods in the far back cooler that we keep at 33 degrees, 32 degrees. Then we have our egg cooler, which we keep at like 40 degrees, 40 to 45 degrees, so that eggs work in that cooler. We have a freezer here, which we keep at -10. And then we have a chicken cooler right here, chicken and beef, ground beef, that we keep at 28 degrees. And then we have a deli area and a pork area that we keep at 30 degrees. So we have 5 different temperature ranges that we can store product.
your product is all dated, so if it's dated February 1st, you have to make sure it's gone from here before February 1st, so you don't have to dispose of it.
Well, yeah,
I mean, but
that's
people don't realize
that's the juggling act.
Again, that's a challenge that you might buy some extra because you think you're going to sell it, and something happens, and you really have to hustle to get rid of those last 10 cases,
right?
Whatever it may be,
right?
Now, what about cleaning? I noticed you got a gentleman back there cleaning trucks. Do you have to clean a truck every day before it goes back out?
Well, we clean them periodically, as far as during the week, they'll keep them. The drivers will keep them clean because of the the food product that's going on the truck. So we want to keep them as clean as possible. So they take care of that on a daily, what do you call it?
Daily basis.
Right.
Now, what about inspections? How many different licenses do you have to have, whether it be the federal government, the state government, the county government? We don't require any as far as locally, but other entities, I'm sure, come knocking on your door.
Right. We have USDA compliant inspectors in here, the Ohio State Agriculture. They come to inspect the area, the building, as far as making sure that all the products are off the floor in saleable manner. They call it wholesome. Making sure that all the areas are clean, free of dirt, and just basically just to keep it clean and keep the temperature right. The big thing is the temperature, because of, well, I mean, once a product goes over 32 degrees, as far as the like poultry and ground beef, that type of thing, once it goes over 32 degrees, it'll start deteriorating fast. That's the goal.
Oh, do they inspect it? Do you inspect it once a year from these different folks, and they can drop in at any time?
They can drop in at any time, but that's, our forte is keeping everything clean and the environment is conducive to, the products that we're handling.
Again, temperature control is important, cleanliness is important, making sure nothing's out of date is important, rotation is important.
Right.
So there's a lot that goes on than just a truck backing in, unloading it, by, and
right.
It's more than that.
Right. One of the guys here, Jeff, goes through every week and checks the dates on all the different deli items, so that we're maintaining, the freshest product we can, on a daily basis. Well, not a daily basis, but a weekly basis. So, a lot of extra work goes into making sure that everything's dated properly before it goes out.
How that can be is rotation. Occasionally you can slip off and fall back in behind. You don't notice it until it's too late. I'm sure that's happened.
Right.
Because I know when I was in grocery, that would happen. You have to be extremely cautious and careful to see what you're doing and making sure you're not overlooking something like that.
Right.
Anything else you'd like to tell the folks about the business? Give out your phone number in case there's a restaurant or two or business or two in town that would like to start doing business with you, talk to you about your pricing and so on. So,
yeah, our number is 800-600-3543. We're available, as far as for different items, as far as for restaurants, groceries, anything you can possibly think about eating, we can probably get. So that's kind of how it is.
Okay. I can't think of anything else or any other questions. I don't know if we've made a half hour or not, but I think we're pretty close. We appreciate K.I.S.S TV being here and filming this and getting some information out about one of the businesses that is extremely important to Union City, Ohio. And again, that number is 800-600
3543.
3543. And I'm assuming you have a local number.
It's 968-6253.
968-6253 to give Mike or one of the girls a call to see what they can do to help you with your business. On behalf of Union City, Ohio and Community Connections, thank you.
Thanks.